The release of the film Raanjhaana again with an AI-generated happy ending where Dhanush's character Kundan survives has ignited a major creative and ethical debate in Indian cinema, Veera. While fans are celebrating the alternate climax as a minute of emotional closure, director Anand L. Rai has called the move a betrayal of the original film's soul. Neither he nor the film's original creative team were consulted. That's what he has said.
That's right. That's really the core of this debate. There is one which is about ethics of changing the ending of the film using AI, whatever. That's the producer's call, but without consulting to change the ending of the film. Eros Media, which owns the film rights, defends the re-edit as a quote-unquote exploratory step towards integrating AI into storytelling. This divergence between audience delight and creator outrage has spotlighted the urgent need for clear guardrails in the use of AI in entertainment. The big question, who owns the soul of a film? The ones who financed it or the ones who create it?
Well, we'll be joined by a panel of guests. We have Lata Srinivasan and Girish Vankade joining us. Lata, to you first. First of all, I was thinking about this. What is that one movie that I would want to be AI generated? Of course, I was thinking about it and I thought of Bazigar because I felt very sad when Shah Rukh died. You tell us, as an analyst, how do you feel about the movie Raanjhaana? Because I've seen the movie and I somehow feel it's amazing that there's a different ending to this now.
Thanks, Vasudha. You know, you're absolutely right. I think every movie is the work of the writer, the director, and the actors, right? There's a lot of creativity involved, and everybody has a vision for that film. And I don't think you can take that away. That is human created, human generated, and that is what makes us different and unique from AI, in fact. It's our absolute creativity. And every film that has been made so far, whether it's Indian cinema or Hollywood, that is what everybody has been fighting for. It's what human creativity brings to life on the big screen. And I think using AI in this instance has generated a lot of debate, but it's also shown how it can impact the industry in a negative way.
Right.
But, Lata, impact of industry in a negative way, one would say, but then one would also argue that there are many, many people who read the market and want an ending that fits the realities of the market. So what if a producer turns around and says, look, I don't like that ending, this is going to work, this is a movie that I've put money in and I have all the rights to change it. Like just as an editor would change a story that's written, because it's not written well.
Absolutely, I agree, Viraka, but just because you buy the rights to a film financially, it still involves the creativity and inputs of the director, the writer, and the actors themselves. They have worked on that film. So if there's any change to be made, it has to be with the with all of them involved with their consent. Yeah, absolutely. Just because a producer owns the rights doesn't mean he can make whatever changes he wants.
Right.
You can shoot two different endings if you want, right? In the US, you have director's cuts, but that doesn't mean that, those are AI generated. That is all done with the consent of every person who's worked on that film, especially the director and the actors, and they are compensated for it.
Right.
In this case, where Raanjhaana has, where they've changed the ending, who has been compensated? Nobody has been compensated for that, right?
That's a very valid question. Girish Vankade, I was thinking about how cinema is often a reflection of socio-political times. I would be happy with a, Raanjhaana ending altered, but maybe if it happens to Masan or Sairat, where, the movies really shook you, I wouldn't be happy with the endings being altered.
No, I will be never happy with the AI altering the endings. It has to be the always vision of director who is the captain of the ship. We call it is a vision of the director who creates a film, and it's the creative forces which are working on a film. So the producer has no rights to change it without the consent of the director. So even if it is Raanjhaana or any film, with Raanjhaana, of course, it is Anand Rai's vision. It is the vision of the writer, and what they have done is amazing work. You cannot alter it without the consent.
Like Girish, producer has the right with copyright, with legal rights to change it.
No, it is but you can do it only when you are not released the film. Once it is released, once it is in the public domain, then after that, if you are doing something again for the film, then you need to speak to your team, which was initially hired to do the production. Like Houseful has two endings. It was a director and producer's
Right.
vision, but it's for Rajna, it was already done. You cannot change the ending of Sholay or Mughal Azam only because you have a technology with it. Obviously, these are the landmark films. There is certain
But very, I take your point, but very, very briefly, since we are running out of time, do you believe that this debate is going to get more intense because this
Yes.
is not a one of a kind? Given that AI is going to be used in several films, producers are going to turn around and say, this ending doesn't work, I'll change it.
Absolutely.
no, the producers are the one who hire directors, so they have a combined vision. Then and only the film gets made. So even after that, once it is done, there is a certain agreement with everybody who is creatively involved. After that, suddenly you think that no, it is wrong, and I'm going to change it because I have financed it.
Right.
This is not the right way. Not at all. If you are-
Lata, very quickly, there's also generative media that's all around us. I often go to Berkeley School of Music to listen to A.R. Rahman's music now. So in a world like that, how often can we actually, use this argument that there is a question of integrity here?
More than integrity, I think there's an ethical and moral responsibility which lies with production houses, and which is why you saw in Hollywood there was, a huge strike in 2023 because AI is changing the world in so many ways, and it's changing filmmaking itself. I think in some aspects it's okay, but where the other panelists said, when a movie has been released, I don't think you should change the ending using AI. You can shoot two different endings and release it. That's absolutely ethical and moral.
All right. Thanks very much there, Lata and Girish, for joining us here. Well, let's see how this ending works with the audience. I guess the audience will have the final say on what works and what doesn't. But